The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Was tired of running out of luck, thinking about giving up, yeah. Didn't know what to do, then there was you. And everything went from wrong to right, and the stars came out and filled up the sky. The music you were playing really blew my mind. It was love at first sight, 'cause baby, when I heard you fall in love first time, I knew we were meant to be as one.
Did I miss something? Please, and here we go. And roll camera.
The first time I saw Christein, the summer of 1998. I had just finished my bachelor's, and we were going to Egypt with a trip with the youth.
I was kind of just kneeling in the back of the hallway at church. Turned out that he used to teach my little sister how to hand. My little sister ran up to him and gave him this big hug. She must have been like 9 years old at the time, 10 years old at the time. And I'm like, how come my little sister know all the the 22-year-old boys and I don't know any boys? That's not fair. I gotta get to know him too. I gotta find out who this guy is.
She came up to me and introduced herself and said, I'm Marvel's sister. My name is Christein. I think you're her teacher. Didn't really think too much about it. I thought she was really cute, and she was pretty, and she was nice. But she was too young. She was around 16 at that time.
I know what's happening, it's hit me, but I can't think I know what it is. I think I'm in love, I think that I'm in love with you. And love when it comes to you.
Crazy love ain't called love.
When I was in the 9th grade, I didn't have a hand on Monday nights anymore. So he was in the hallway and he was like, what, you're not doing anything? Because now I don't have class. And he was like, okay, come on in and do my attendance and help me teach the class.
That's when I kind of started to think about her and us. You know, and again, I know she was young, but I always looked into the future.
Me and George got to know each other more as I became his assistant teacher. Like, we worked really closely together. We planned a lot of things together, but mainly it became like a big brother, little sister relationship where if I had any problems with school or with my parents or my sister, I would always go run and talk to him because he was always like my big brother and my best friend.
She was not your typical 16-year-old. She was really mature. She was responsible. She was working already, and that's what, you know, got me interested in her. And she really was involved in church, and her family was the same, and that was very important to me.
I've waited all my life to cross this line to the only thing that's true. So I will not hide. It's time to try anything to be with you. All my life I've waited. This is true.
This is a very moving moment. Yeah, I wish they'd move it to Pittsburgh.
I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, I'm walking on sunshine. Whoa, and doesn't it feel good? Hey!
Enough with the singing already.
I never thought of George more than a big brother at a time because he was 23 and I was 16 years old. You don't think of a 23-year-old as anything more than that, really. I remember giving him a candle at my Sweet 16 with a group of all of the different at-hand guys. And it was really important. I remember I meant every word of what I wrote that day on the card.
After Christein's Sweet 16, I thought about us, me and Christein, and it was just I think it was just too early.
We kind of drifted away after he went down to Florida. But after a few years, I started going back to East Brunswick Church and serving there, where we started serving it together again.
When I came back from Florida, all the memories came back, the way we served together, and also, like, the feelings started coming back too.
I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
And I'm gonna love you like nobody loves you. And I learn your trust making memories of us.
I found out that she worked in the same area I worked. So we decided to let's have lunch together.
So we met up for lunch at the Dunkin' Donuts. On our way out, I look out the window and I'm like, does my car have a flat tire? And he fixed it up for me.
I decided to kind of go to work and then come back and check up on her. But she didn't know this. So when I came back and waited for Christine when she finished her job, she was pretty surprised that I was still there. She was like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I wanted to make sure, your tire was okay. And at that time, there was like a really bad accident on 287. So we decided to, let's just, have dinner together since we're not gonna be going anywhere for a while.
So we went in to eat. He started getting like sweetsy with me and I'm like, what's going on with him? He's not acting right today. At that point, like, I started noticing him, like, maybe he's trying to, make it a little bit more than an older brother type of thing.
That night, I felt, an urge to call her. So I called her, she didn't pick up, left her a message and told her, this was really great, and definitely I would like to see you again whenever you have time.
That's something you say after our first date. We just went out to eat as friends because we were stuck in traffic. Should I respond to him? Am I gonna be able to think of George like more than a friend? So I thought about it. You know what, maybe it'll work out. And I called him back and I told him, yeah, I had fun too. We should definitely do this again.
It's a beautiful day. So let it get away. It's a beautiful day.
The next time I met her was 2 days later. I had a patient who canceled on me and she had class and her class got canceled.
And that night, he kind of went out and just spilled his guts completely. He went back and brought up a card that I had given him. At the very end of the card, it says, I love you. And I didn't want him to think I loved him like the 16-year-old has a crush on a 23-year-old. So I put a little arrow and I wrote, as a friend. So that night at dinner, he brought it up and he was like, yeah, Christine, well, guess what? And he he draws an arrow with his fingers on the table and he goes, well, I like you as a friend. And he just rolls his eyes.
And it was during that dinner that we kind of, had it out in the open that, this is not just going out. I really do like you and I do want to take it a step further.
It's like a day ago, I was my normal self, and now George Gindi, of all the people in the world, my big brother is telling me that he likes me.